Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'd like to talk about what some would consider the bread and butter of speed reading, meaning the skimming and scanning techniques. What are they useful for, what are they not useful for, as well as I'd like to take the opportunity to clean some misconceptions around them. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's talk about skimming first. This is usually referred to as going through the first sentence, maybe the last sentence of a paragraph as well, while the rest of it you cover in a non-uniform or non-linear way, maybe just diagonal. This is a neat way of exploring and understanding the main idea of a paragraph, which may be contained in the first sentence, and then the last sentence may contain a summary of sorts, which may be also useful. And gliding through or skimming the rest of the content may help you pick up on additional important pieces, so this helps you determine whether or not this is worth your time, it's in line with your study goals, or you can skip this paragraph entirely, or if it's worth your time you'll know, so you investigate it with greater intent and in detail, maybe now, maybe later. So this is skimming, and then we have scanning, as in identifying all the major points, ideas in the text, meaning titles, subtitles, maybe words that are in bold, italic, quotes, all the major things. This is again cool because it helps you get a general idea of the text, what is on focus, what is explored, and also provides you with points to create active recall materials, meaning flashcards, questions and answers, so you test yourself. It's a great way of identifying everything important and organizing, structuring your learning sessions in accordance to the material. Okay, so this is scanning and how it's useful, and then we talked about skimming and how that's useful as well. And I'll have these both summarized in the end of the video again for you. What I'd like to talk about right now are the misconceptions, most common ones related to these two, which may result in misuse, which may result in you not getting the results that you're expecting. Alright, so let's talk about skimming first again. Here's the thing. Reading the first and last sentence of a paragraph in a normal speed, 200 to 400 words per minute, and then thinking whether or not you should read the rest of it does not mean that you read the paragraph 1,000 words per minute. It means that you read the first and the last sentence of the paragraph, normal speed, and the rest of it was a different cognitive process. It was a decision-making thing. It's thinking what you understood. It's thinking whether or not you want to understand more. And if yes, what exactly are you going back for, and read with greater intent. None of this is related to reading speed. And the same thing is with scanning. Now, recognizing titles, all the keywords, this gives you information about what's on focus in the text, all the main ideas. This is useful, no doubt, but gliding your gaze through the text and identifying words that are bolded, italic, maybe in caps, doesn't mean that you're reading at a speed of 5 or 10 or 15,000 words per minute. It does mean that you're good at noticing things that may be worth exploring later on, but unless you're an expert in the field of the given text, there's no way by scanning to gain a deep understanding of all the concepts mentioned in the text. Again, unless you're an expert. But if that's the case, then reading this one text maybe is not the best use of your time in the first place. Best case scenario, even if you're educated in a given field, you should know that different authors use different words and different expressions to signify different things. Philosophers are an amazing example of that. They would have these endless descriptions of why did they choose to use particular words in a given context and what do they mean exactly by it. And in the end of a chapter, they would have a synthesis of these words and present you with a sentence so they convey exactly what they mean. And even if you're able to locate all of these words one by one and then read the synthesis in the end, this doesn't mean that you understood the chapter, at least not yet. But it does mean that you have the knowledge now to organize what you found and start understanding the text. So, to wrap things up, skimming and scanning are great for gaining knowledge on how information in a text is organized, gaining basic understanding of key concepts and topics discussed in a text, evaluating what is relevant or irrelevant to your studies, so you go back and investigate what is important or completely skip that which isn't, and great to use for generating active recall content, flashcards, questions and answers, mind maps. Having said that, they're not the tools for deep dive comprehension and understanding of a text, and they do not allow you to read with thousands and thousands words per minute. Bottom line is this: skimming and scanning are an amazing addition to careful, intensive reading, not a substitute. And if anyone tells you otherwise, that's not cool, and you should point them to this video. At any rate, at this point, I thank you sincerely for watching, keep it bright, and I'll see you all next time.